everyone. Again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, welcome everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, welcome everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Again, we continue to follow the teaching, and so follow the teaching according to my capabilities or what we can observe from the teaching. I mean, teaching is so vast and profound and deep and a nugget, directly revealing of our energy nature. But due to our also duality mind and this knowledge is limited because of due to this obscuration, so then how much we can observe, how much we can really take. But whatever we observe, whatever we got, that we should take that with courage, commitment, and with loyalty, with determination, really trying to bring some result in this our lives. Well, we have life, this life, and the remaining lives, how much we have, how long we have, we don't know. But whatever it is, we like to make something that we can carry, go with us, leave this world with this nugget. All the material things, what we have all developed, is something so good, beautiful, aspiring to the benefit of the other beings now and in the future, but something nugget, what we carry, is really teaching that your practice in meditation, meritory, what we practice, that is really something that we carry. That will help us this lifetime, and it will help in continually sparking and brighten our future destination. So that is what really is so important and so beneficial that. And that's why all the great masters, great practitioners of the lineages, everything when it really went through that, inspired themselves, inspire others, and then also really abundance of the realization and the qualities and the richness they revealed from the depth of their own nature of the mind, and carry that, and inspiring and brighten up their destination and future lives. So that is what really the meaning of the practices. And the Mahayana practices, of course, in Vajrayana practice is based upon the bodhicattas. Again, as we always remind to each other, joy and appreciations. That is really so important. I'm not saying just important. That is the fundamental of our foundation of the practice. Joy and appreciation. We practice with joy. We practice with devotion. We practice with appreciation, thankful, gratefulness. That is how we begin. Bright up. With that, then add the bodhicitta, kindness and compassion. And we all heard so many times on the bodhicitta, and we know that what means intellectually, but also kind of activating bodhicitta each and every time. In every session in the teachings, it is so important. Activating bodhicitta, every session when you practice it. Every session, joy and devotion and appreciation activated. And every session also understanding and reminding of the four renunciation thought. 4 points that will reverse our mind from the samsara attachment, samsara mind. Is something very, very practical. Those are each session in the teaching said. Is so good. It's not just teaching said. That's what all those practitioners, such as the great realizing beings, such as Malarepas, Lungchipas, and all these Mahan Rinpoches, Jammu Kuntras, I mean, all really, you name all the Yumi Lungpa, everyone follow that same, but they don't have any different things than us. They have no kind of special kind of session they do practices. What they practice, what they got the realization, we are following the same thing, same teaching, same path, same techniques. And that's what, because they shared us their realization, they shared their techniques, they shared our experience. Buddha did that too. When he got the realization, enlightenment, then he shared the knowledge with the love and compassion, exactly as it is. That's what was received by all these great practitioners, masters, arahatas, and bodhisattvas. They got those realizations. They shared that. They continued it. And that's what we are really following that. And then now everyone, that was we're following. So there, again, we have all those beautiful in attitude and thought, and with that, and then also Vajrayana teaching, often, or Dzogchen teaching, seeing everything is a three kaya state, three kaya state. And see that. That means the subject is in three kaya, object is in three kaya. We went the other day, Shabkar, great master, pointed out very clearly that this whole, everything how is in a three kaya state. And so those kind of reminding, those is very important. That's how really to begin. Now we go to the teaching itself, but I just thought a little bit, of course we all know, but I thought like to talk a little bit about Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta has two Bodhicitta, of course, you know. The relative truth Bodhicitta and the absolute truth Bodhicitta. The Dzogchen teaching is the absolute truth of Bodhicitta. That's the absolute truth of Bodhicitta. And the relative truth Bodhicitta, I thought a little bit also discuss that. With that, to remind it to each other, us. And the Bodhicitta is a combination of compassion and loving kindness and a great wisdom. Or the emptiness. If it's simple to tell, emptiness and compassion, united thought. That union of it is known as Bodhicitta. In the teaching, precisely some mentioned that the compassion is more projected at these two aspects. Compassion is more projected to all the beings of 6 realms. That because see the situation, all the difficulties, troubles of all the beings of 6 realms. Even we didn't see all the beings of 6 realms due to our limitation of knowledge, but we see so many beings. We see human beings, we see the animal realms, so many beings, and we see how much they struggle. According to Buddhism, everyone has the same intention: be happy, be joy, peaceful. Doesn't matter whatever the forms they have, whether they can express their feeling or not, the deep down desire is the same in the Buddhism. There is no difference. Whether it is small, whether it is big, or whether it is just a medium, or whatever formation they are, really. So we see so many beings, the human beings. And the human beings are considered upper 3 realms. One of the upper 3 realms, we all know that. There are 6 realms. 3 upper realms. One of the upper realms is human beings. But even human beings, how much we to go through the challenge and the difficulties. Everyone wants the same desire as I, as you all. Want to be happy, peaceful, healthy, joy, and fulfillment. And well-being. That's what we do, praise you. Well-being, fulfillment. That's the desires. And that is to all the beings. And everyone. But not getting that. Not they receiving that. Not they achieving that. In the great master, Shanti Deva said, why is that happening? Because our ignorance. Even there is good cause to be happy and joy and peace, due to the ignorance, we spoil. Completely do the opposite. Instead of making something nice and beautiful that would help it to us, but due to the ignorance, we think that's the best to do, and we spoil. And what he said that? And in Tibet, Deva Guji, the more Deva Jews, the destroying one's own cause of happiness as by enemies. As the enemy, we call the enemy, one who destroys us. And the cause of happiness, one's own happiness, destroyed by our self as by the enemies because of our ignorance and unknowing situations. So that's the dilemma state is all of that. Therefore, then in the teaching always in Bodhicitta, loving kindness thought, compassion thought for all the beings. Everyone have the same desire. And also not just the same desire, everyone has the same nature, same quality, same potential as we, or as I, as you. Everyone has a Buddha nature, enlightenment nature. No one is out of that. But yet, so many varieties of all different things, situations. going through experience through that. Why? Because due to our cause of suffering truth or the ignorance. Cause of suffering truth has 5 portions or 3 portions, but fundamentally, which is ignorance. Ignorance created the ego clinging. Ego clinging is supported, maintained by the ignorance. Ignorance. And then all the other emotions are created by the ignorance. So we make all this thinking of good things, making all the bad. And then that becomes the cause of suffering truth. Then result. There is a cause, if there is a contradiction, the result cannot stop. Cannot stop. If a cause is there, if a contradiction is there, absolutely 100% one, the result will come. That's the rule of the systems. It will come. So, going through all the different karmas, different experiences. Therefore, then this compassion, wisdom combined together is so important. And that is, and the bodhicitta, as you all know, it has 2. Relative to bodhicitta has 2. Wishing bodhicitta and actualizing bodhicitta, or engaging bodhicitta, or activating bodhicitta. Many great translators, I saw they translated differently, is actualizing bodhicitta. Usually I always say that actualizing bodhicitta. First is intention bodhicitta, and the second is what you have intended in the heart and the mind, actualize that with the mind, with the heart, with the physical, with the verbal, activating the actualizing bodhicitta, or engaging bodhicitta. Engaging bodhicitta. So that is. And this aspiration, wishing bodhicitta, thinking of all beings. Generally, one way, may all living beings have the happiness, the cause of happiness. Every living being has great happiness. Really wishing every living being, without any distractions, partiality. Every living being, whether we see, whether we don't see, whether we know, whether we don't know, really wishing sincerely and dedicating our merit, every activity, our virtuous activity, meditation, practicing, starting at every those virtues dedicated to all those beings as great Bodhisattva Manjushri doing, and as great Bodhisattva Samye is doing. Also the great teacher Buddha mentioned, these 2 great Bodhisattvas has the best capability, best way to dedicate the merit for all living beings. That's really in the teaching said. So if we don't know exactly how to dedicate the merit, I will dedicate my all the virtues, my all the meritorious activities of the past and the present and the futures, and all together, and plus all the meritorious activities of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas right now performing. Right now they are performing. Those all meritorious and all the ordinary beings as me or us, what they are doing or good activities, though their merit, you can kind of put together all that as one package and then distribute to all the sentient beings, to all living beings, as great Bodhisattva Samye and Manjushri is dedicated. If we do that, in the teaching said, it is so much powerful, effective for very powerful to the all, helping to all the beings, but also it helps us. What it does, it purifies obscurations, it accumulates merits. Not just only that one time, when we dedicate the merit in the right way, in the teaching said, that will last forever. Because you merit dedicated for all living beings, for their enlightenment. Until they reach enlightenment, our merit will continue to increase. And that means also our negative obscuration is purified continuously. So that's what one in the teaching mentioned, that among all the virtues, the related to the virtues activity, dedication is one very powerful meritorious activities. It's based on the compassion and the bodhicitta and a good heart and really wishing to every living being, good things. So that is what the bodhicitta is. And then, as you all know, with that more wishing bodhicitta, with that intention, that thought, more activating that bodhicitta is for immeasurable. And often I translate it for boundless. Whether you put the for boundless or for immeasurable, it's same one thing. It is what it is. And immeasurable has, in the teaching said, it has, why is it called immeasurable? It has so many immeasurable powers. First, immeasurable power, because we are dedicated in that wishing to that all living beings. So in our heart and mind, where it arises is immeasurable. Immeasurable. We don't have limitation of our awareness of Rupa, as we discussing. In the Dzogchen teaching, Rupa has no boundaries, no limitation. Rupa is pervasive as a sky that we learned. That arising from that, this bodhicitta is arising from that, for immeasurable arising from the Rupa. So is the source is immeasurable. And the way of projecting is immeasurable. We cannot put numbers of living beings. How many beings of 6 realms there? Countless. What gracious teacher Buddha said, as far as space goes, that far sentient beings exist, or beings exist. As long as sentient beings existing, they all have the emotions. And as long as they have the emotions, they have the karmas. They have the karmas. As long as they have the karmas, that long they have challenging, difficulty, strugglings. So our compassion, this body that thought, we project to all the living beings. So the object is immeasurable. Subject is immeasurable. And then benefit is immeasurable. Immeasurable. Benefit for all the beings. And as well as accumulated merit is immeasurable for us. Even without the bodhicitta compassion, without bodhicitta loving kindness, small love and compassion, with the regular love and compassion, has so much power in the teaching said. It really has so much power. But bodhicitta is limitless, boundless love. Not just a love, not just a compassion. It's boundless love, boundless compassion for all living beings. That's it called beauty and profound of the bodhicittas, love and compassion. Compassion. So this is, and when we develop the Dzogchen practitioners, always in the teachings that the great master Lung Chimpa, Jingmi Lungpa, when you read, and Mohammed would read their life stories or their spiritual songs, how much they have compassion, how much they have love, how much they have kindness, really. And the great master, Mona Repas, and all those realizing beings, when they got the realization of the absolute truth, the nature of the mind, their heart is filled with compassion. Heart is filled with loving kindness. And the compassion and the realization of the emptiness goes together, comes together. There is a story. It's not a story, it's true story. Not just a story. In the teaching said, in the great master Atisha, when he came to Tibet, he gives so many teachings. He stayed about 10 years in Tibet, and he gave a lot of teachings. One of the foremost students was Drom Tomba Jabran Juni. Drom Tomba Jabran Juni was as his attendance, and I think it looks like attendance, his principal disciples of Tibet. Even he came to Tibet, one of the principal purposes is to meet Dromtongpa Gyalpa Yunis. In the teaching said before he's coming from India, he hesitated going to Tibet, because Tibet is foreign, and the climate and all this food and the style is all really different than India. So he kind of hesitated, but then he prayed to Tara, and the Tara is his like personal or deity or yadam protector, and he can see Tara and receive the teaching directly from Tara. So he asked Tara, whether I should go to Tibet or not, it will benefit or not. He said, or stay here. Tara said, if you go to Tibet, you will benefit to the teaching so much, and particularly one individually you will meet, through that you can benefit so for the teaching and the being so much. If you stay, but if you go to Tibet, it will shorten your life, but it becomes very powerful. If you stay here in India, your life will be longer than going to Tibet. So then he decided, if it's benefiting for the beings and the teachings, that is my whole purpose and wish. I'm going. So that's what he came. And that the purpose, the one individual that Tara mentioned, that was Dromtongpa Gyalpa Yuni, that he was the foremost disciple of the Atishas. So one time Dromtongpa asked to Atisha, he said, if we condensed all the teachings of the Buddha, put together in a more simple way, what is that practice? What is that teaching is? Atisha says, that is union of the emptiness and compassion. That is the essence of all the Buddha teachings. Whatever Buddha gave the teaching, from day one his teaching at Varanasi, and until he entered the Mahaparinirvana, age 81 or that. The whole, over 45 years, his teaching combined in one simple way is compassion and emptiness, united together. Emptiness is also known as wisdom and compassion together. That is. And then Dromtongpa asked that, how that come if it's all together like that? There's many people say that I got the realization of emptiness, but they're so emotional, and they really kind of loud, they have so much emotions. Why they say, why is that, great teacher? And Atisha said, that view of the emptiness become called mouth, M-O-U-T-H. Is only here, up to here, is not in here. So in Tibet we call the kata. Kata means view of mouth. But it didn't really got realization. If you have the realization of emptiness, exactly as it is, that person will become so kind and compassionate. Compassion and emptiness comes together. Why? Because we read in the Dzogchen teaching, nature of the mind, the rupa, is a union of the wisdom and compassion. When we revert that without the block of the ego clinging and obscurations, then that is the compassion is a world bursting. And we took it with the realization of the Dzogchen, create this. And he said all that, so he said that if you have the realization of the emptiness and compassion, that person becomes so gentle, so peaceful, and have overwhelming of the compassions. It's like one medicine that cured all the diseases. This realization of the emptiness and compassion together is cured all the obscuration, all the emotions. All will be cured by that. And then great disciple, great master, who is a great master too, really very famous in Tibet, Dromtongpa Gyalpa, asking how that can happen. How that can? He said, all the Buddha teachings, all the practice teachings, all can be summarized into 6 paramatas. All the teaching can be summarized or in the practice in 6 paramatas. But when you have the realizations of the great emptiness and the compassion together, that individually don't have that too much attachment to anything. Therefore, that person has generous the paramata always without any interruptions, because don't have attachment too much external or inner things. Generous the practice always, not just once in a while, always. When you have the realization of that realization of the emptiness and the compassion together, that person don't have the division such as partitions of the me and the you with the anger and with the attachment. And therefore, that person will never do any unwholesome activities. Therefore, that person, individual, has morality paramata always continue uninterrupted. All the time. They have that. And that person, when he has that realization of the emptiness and the union of the emptiness and the compassion together, they don't have, don't have any negative emotions, angers. Then they have always the patient paramatas. Always patient paramatas without any interrupted. When you have realization of that great emptiness and compassion together, that person is not distracted by anything. Or can't feel like slow or laziness. They're always, this is not distract. That person is not feel laziness. Always they're excited with the continually to maintain that quality of the compassion and the emptiness together. Therefore, they have continuation, uninterrupted, joyful efforts all the time. When you have that realization, understanding of that, we don't see it. Emotions are not disturbed. Therefore, they have always the Dhyan Paramata, concentration Paramata, or continuing Paramata. When you don't have any attachment, clinging to any subject and objects, they have the Vasta Paramata all the time. So therefore, all the 6 Paramata again comes within one single state of the union of the emptiness and compassion. And that is self-born awareness wisdom in the Dzogchen teaching. Dzogchen teaching, that's what we also discussed the other day, kind of reminded. Dzogchen teaching, Rinpoche encompasses all the paths and all the boomings and all the fulfillment, all the results. We're not missing anything. And we're really able to maintain in our Rinpoche status as instruction or teaching said that we maintain that we are maintaining all the practice. So therefore, this is again, this Bodhicitta, the union of the Bodhicitta, again, this is practicing Bodhicitta is really the practicing of the very fundamental of the Dzogchen meditation, and as well as all the teachings. It really captures that. So that is like how it captures. And again we go back to the 4 boundless. So with the 4 boundless, first boundless of immeasurable is compassion, loving kindness. As we chant in prayers, may all beings free from, may all living beings have the happiness and cause of happiness. So that is, may all living beings have happiness and cause of happiness. That is the from for immeasurable, cause immeasurable, loving kindness. And the second one is, of course, you all know, is compassion. And may all living beings free from suffering and the cause of sufferings. This cause of all living beings. Actually, also, if we kind of use another way to kind of, in a way, if we look to another angle of this praise, that also this first two are really we are praying, for example, for gracious teacher Buddha's first teaching, among the Four Noble Truths, first truth, truth what? Suffering truth, cause of suffering truth. Cause of suffering truth and suffering truth. First, praying for the all may living beings, happiness, cause of happiness. That's specifically we're praying every living being are free from the sufferings, called suffering truths. Suffering, every living being free from suffering truth. Second, this one, may all living beings have the great with compassion thought. May all living beings free from the cause of suffering truth and the suffering truth. Did I mix it up? Something? Maybe I mixed it up. First one is, may all living beings have the happiness, cause of happiness. That is, first is love, boundless love. And that is highlighted and indirectly, may all living beings free from the suffering truth. Suffering truth. Second is, may all living beings free from the suffering, cause of suffering truth. That is also indirectly we pray. All living beings are free from the suffering, cause of suffering truth. So by praying that, we are eliminating, praying among the four noble truths, there's the first two truths. Really we are transforming into the wisdom and the compassion state. So that. And then third one is the continuity. Same thing, is greater joy. Boundless joy or immeasurable joy. And that is, may all living beings never separate from the supreme happiness, which is without suffering. It's a union of the compassion and wisdom, or compassion and love together. And the fourth one is the equanimity. It's balance. May all living have the great understanding. Perfectly mean equanimity, free from both attachment and to the close ones, rejection to the others, also teachings. But ultimately, according to Dzogchen level, this is not going beyond that. If we go beyond that, that is then a Rupa status. Rupa, relax on the Rupa status. All this love and compassion, joy, arises from the Rupa. Absolute nature of the mind is really arising. And is settled in that status. That is the great equanimity. Not just at the conception level equanimity, but it's the equanimity, realization of exactly true nature. That moment we're merging samsara, nirvana in the same status. Same nature. Same status. Whether it's the compassion, whether it's the loving kindness, whether it's the joy and appreciation, where it came? It came from Rupa. Emanated from Rupa. It's a display of the Rupa. And it's ornamented with the Rupa. As like in the teaching mentions, that the tides and the waves and the ripples are part of the ocean. Tides and the waves and the ripples of the ocean is not separated qualities from the ocean. It's all. Whether that happening, all that is happening on that ripples and the tides and the waves is within the ocean. And where it went back? The ocean. It came from ocean, it happened in the ocean, it went back from the ocean, it never lost its quality. The ocean is the water, whatever that is. Same thing. All this display of love and compassion and the joy, everything you all projected to all the sentient beings, but it's arising from our Rupa status. Rupa status. But however, at a relative level, we should activate our great compassion with the love and the compassion and the joy and appreciation Exactly, really, that is seeing things and activating that is so powerful, so tremendously beneficial and powerful that. So that those with those understanding, and then we also practice it. Every time when we look in meditation, practice, every second, we can activate it, as I said earlier, you all know, and we have heard so many times. It's not the first time we're talking that, but activating our practice, and then it makes ourselves so grounded and so strong, and our also understanding and our confidence is become so unshakable. We're not disturbed by all the obstacles of different emotions, doubt and hesitation and skepticals, this and that things. Then those are the obstacles. Those are the robbers of the virtues. Doubt and hesitation and skepticals and all those things. Once we settled our practice, we should be strong, be confirmed, and stay with that and achieve the goal, fulfill the goal, activate with that. That is. So those are with those